Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be buried alive? That moment when you gasp for air, realizing there's no way out. The weight of the earth crushing down on you. Panic setting in as the cold, damp darkness consumes you. But what if there's a way to survive it? What if you could outlast the grave itself? Before we dive into survival, let's address the real question lurking at the back of your mind. How did you get here? Was it an accident? Some freak mistake? Or is it something more sinister? There's an unsettling feeling, isn't there? But that feeling isn't just fear. It's your survival instinct kicking in. How does it feel inside a grave? Claustrophobic? Silent? Terrifying? Your heart races, your mind scrambling for a way out. Every sound, or lack thereof, amplifies your sense of doom. Is that a heartbeat? Is it yours? Or something else? But I'm not here to just tell you about fear. I'm here to talk about survival. Because, believe it or not, people have survived being buried alive. And you can too. Now, here's where it gets real. Imagine you're 6 feet under. You can't move. What do? Panic? Scream? No. Those would be your first mistakes. What if I told you that the first 10 seconds determine your fate? This is the make or break moment. If you act wrong, you're gone. But if you know the key, you might just walk away from this nightmare. Let's open the loop right here, right now. Your first instinct is to panic. Fight it. Because here's the truth. Panic is your worst enemy. It wastes oxygen. It clouds your judgment. It makes you weak. Calm is your only weapon. You need every ounce of air to stay in the game. Keep your breaths slow and shallow. Count them. Each one is precious. Every second of calm is survival. But here's the thing. Calm isn't enough. You've got to act. You've got to think ahead. You ever heard of people waking up in coffins and clawing their way out? It's not just a horror movie gimmick. It's a survival strategy. But before you get into full-on escape mode, you've got to evaluate your surroundings. Is it pitch dark? Do you feel wood, metal, or worse, the cold, rough feeling of dirt pressing against your skin? The type of burial you're in changes your approach. In a coffin, you might have time. Outside of one? Well, you'll need a miracle. But miracles happen to those who plan. If you're in a coffin, listen carefully. Feel for any space. If there's even an inch of air above you, use it. In a traditional wooden coffin, the lid is often weaker than you think. People have broken through them. How? We'll get to that in a second. But first, here's a wild fact most people don't know. You can last in a coffin for up to an hour if you're smart with your air. 1 hour. That's the difference between life and death. This means you've got to ration your breathing. Quick, short bursts of air. That's your downfall. Deep, measured breaths. That's how you survive. Stay calm. Conserve oxygen. And think. Now, let's talk about escape. Because the truth is, you don't have much time. It's go time. You've assessed the situation. Your heart is steady. Your breath's controlled. Now, it's time to escape. Here's the reality. If you're in a wooden coffin, you've got a chance. The key is using your legs, your strongest muscles, to break through. Position your knees against the coffin lid and push with everything you have. Don't waste energy flailing. It's all about concentrated, deliberate force. What if you break through? It's not over yet. Dirt will start to flood in. This is where your next move matters. Create an air pocket by pushing the dirt to your sides as it falls in. You're fighting against time and gravity now, but there's still a way out. Once you've created that air pocket, the hard part begins, crawling upward. Use your hands, your arms, your legs, whatever you can. It's slow, it's grueling, Every inch feels like a mile, and every breath feels stolen. But you've got to keep moving. Upward. Always upward. The surface is closer than you think. Now, here's where things get intense. You can't stop. The moment you stop, it's over. You have to keep digging, keep pushing. The surface is there. And when you break through, that first breath of air, that's freedom. That's survival. Now, you might be wondering, what's the connection with Wendy's? You didn't forget, did you? Here's the twist. Imagine this entire situation, and at the very moment you break free, there's Wendy's, the beacon of light after all that darkness, serving up that delicious burger you've been craving, waiting just for you. Sounds surreal, doesn't it? But that's the point. Life is unpredictable, just like this story. It throws curveballs, and sometimes, just when you think you're done for, something totally unexpected happens. And you survive. You adapt.